Hi there, I'm Timothy Linsdau, video producer and a Christian. Today I'm putting my hat on for energy production and problems we have with it, and the trouble with solar energy. Like and comment on my videos, subscribe to my channel, support my channel, would be terrific. Thank you. So what's the trouble with solar energy? It seems like it would be a piece of cake. We got this big light in the sky that's always there. And all we got to do is capture the energy from it, and we've solved all of our problems. Well, not so. If you go onto the internet and you type in trouble with solar, you'll get a massive list that nobody seems to be paying attention to. You don't hear anything on the media. I see it nowhere. But, on television, here in radio, the problems with solar. I had the chance last year of sitting down with a member of the building inspection, the National Building Inspection Committee, if you will. And he made the point with solar energy. He says you can cover your house with solar panels, thinking you're going to save on electricity and save all kinds of money. The problem is those panels will wear out before you'll ever come out even with the cost of the panels, so there is no economic advantage. The panels, before they get old, water continues to wash elements out of the construction of the panel that is damaging to the environment. There's a couple things for you right there. There are many, many things that are a problem with solar. Most of all, the problem is ignorance. We've jumped down this rabbit hole to solve the holy grail of climate change with very little evidence for any of this. Massive amounts of money being poured into this technology and activity, money that companies are gladly taking to put in solar plants, acres and acres of solar plants. And what are we accomplishing? Are we accomplishing anything? There are so many things to remember that are drawbacks. The sun does not always shine. There's such a thing as clouds. There's a $30 million solar installation just put in Minnesota. That seems okay. They've got all this solar energy. What happens when it snows? Just think about that. These things are massive. You don't just hire a bunch of people to go out there and sweep the snow off. You go broke. That's why if these things were truly done as a business, they wouldn't exist, because it would be impossible to come out with any profit out of it. It's just an ongoing disaster. That's just one example. I've seen these things in the California deserts. And that's without making the point that they have eliminated that piece of land from any use of anything but solar energy. And that means that all of the life, animals, and everything have been swept clean of that area, literally destroying that environment for anything but solar panels. Did anybody think about that part? Probably not, and they're rushed. Of course, any company that's getting billions of dollars to do this is thinking about what billions of dollars they're going to get. What happens later? Oh, well, we didn't know that, or ignored it. And that's the way this is going. You remember the Alice in Wonderland thing about going down the rabbit hole and what eventually happens when you do those kind of things. And that's where we're getting. Location, it seems like no problem, that there's nothing in the desert, and that's not true. I live and have toured deserts, walked in deserts, hiked in deserts, camped in deserts. There's all kinds of life out there. And you put up those solar farms, they sweep the land clean. And you can never use it for anything else. Remember that. This is designed to go on indefinitely. Then that land is stuck. And you're talking about massive tracts of land to try to provide enough electricity with solar. Take places even on the equator, Hawaii. it rains in places there almost 300 days a year. Can't produce electricity when it's cloudy. Even on the equator, it's not going to happen. It's so cloudy. You know about the size issues on houses. If the solar company is not careful in putting those on your house, they can damage your roof. So now a lot of solar companies are, maybe even from the beginning, are also roofers. So they'll give you a nice estimate based on giving you a new roof and putting the solar panels on. In 20 or 25 years later, they fall apart, they're worn out. That company's long gone. Now you got to either replace those or have your roof fixed. Where are you? Reliability. Solar energy relies on the sun. Electricity cannot be generated during the night, requiring battery storage. How are you going to do that? Besides, the battery storage ends up using toxic chemicals. One discussion is trying to do it by having a system from the solar plant that sends power to a hydroelectric dam that pumps water back out of the dam, below the dam, back into the reservoir. So the reservoir is always full. So that when the solar plant cannot produce electricity, they release the water to power the generators to keep the electricity going. Now, what do you think of that system? Let alone the incredible amount of space used by the power lines from the solar plant to the hydroelectric dam. And many hydroelectric dams won't meet that criteria in the first place. So there we are down the rabbit hole again. Inefficiency. Most solar panels in people's houses convert only 14% of the available energy into power. Even today's most efficient solar panels convert only about 22% of their available energy into power. The highest theoretical maximum efficiency is 85%, and that's with mirrors and motors to follow the sun, which all have to be maintained. Even if you go out into what you might think is the pristine desert, you got to go out there when the weather changes and the wind comes up and it's sand and dirt and blowing all over, and that lands on that panel and reduces its efficiency. Now, you're going to hire a whole bunch of people to go out there and clean those things off? Just think about that. Everything has a tremendous complication. Environmental impacts associated with solar power are land and water use and pollution, habitat loss, use of highly hazardous materials in the manufacturing process. Some people are finally confessing in the solar world that what are we going to do with the millions? We're not talking thousands, millions of solar panels. They contain all kinds of things. Panels include gallium arsenide, copper, indium gallium diselenide. It just goes on and on and on, the stuff that's in this. Okay, in a lot of panels, they're supposed to go to a hazard waste facility with specialized cleaning abilities to separate out the bad stuff and recycle the good stuff. And then the good stuff still has stuff in it that goes back into the new ones. And on we go. And some of the people that make this stuff talk about the amount of plastics that's in the solar panels, which of course is coming from oil. Right now we already have a problem in California with plastics. We don't have the ability to recycle it. Nobody wants it. Some other poor country would probably take it for the money we'll pay them, and they'll pollute their environment. So on it goes. Just look that up a little bit and see how many articles you can find on the problems with solar energy. It's huge. But in our race to, as I said, solve the holy grail of climate change, we're destroying our environment. We don't have the slightest idea what's going on. The technology has not been researched well out of this haste to solve our problems with solar energy. I wished it was that easy. I wished it'd be just a piece of cake and I could put up a small solar panel that would power everything. It's not what happens. It's not the reality. And we're going to pay. We're already going to pay because so much is already installed. We've already gone down that rabbit hole. What's next? Each one of these little areas of, categories of environmental issues, the materials that go into the solar panel. What do you have to do when you need to dispose of a solar panel? You can dig in, and there's tons of information in each one of those problems. And it goes on and on and on. And we're just racing headlong without any thought, thinking we're solving everything. Check it out. Check it out. See what you find out. It's a mess. So get out there, find out what it's all about. Like and comment on my videos. Subscribe to my channel. Get out there and make it a great day by doing the right thing. And thanks for watching.